style. 3 Thanksgiving Day matchups, all the feast, none of the fumbles. Mario, we have the picks, maybe even some pumpkin pie. What you got, Mario?
That's right. Uh-oh, hang on. What I got going on right now is an issue right out the gate. Hang tight. Everyone's hearing what we were saying just a second ago. Okay, cleared up. Now we're good. All right. So, all set. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome one and all to our Week 13 Pick'ems. I am your host, Mario Manuel. On my side, we're watching Football Nation over here. And then on the other side of the field over there, we've got Adam Kimbro. We are live for you guys tonight. M. Hep, Robert Samora, what's going on? Angela, hello. I hope you guys are ready to participate with us. Guys, if you're watching right now, down below in the description and in the chat, I've linked a copy of the forms that you can fill out. You guys can play with us. Click the links and you guys can play with us. If you get them right, whoever gets the most right will be put into the prize wheel. We're going to do a giveaway every single week until the football season is over. So that means we are going to turn up, turn down for what? If you want a chance to win, that is how you're going to win these prizes moving forward, guys. You got to play along in the pick'ems. So let's drop some information on you guys. We're going to start early here, guys. We're going to start quick. We're going to start with Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions, and I'm going to have Adam kick us off here. No pun intended.
No pun intended. You got that right. So the first game, rattle off the bat, man. I hate to say it. I think it's going to be a sweep. The Lions are going to go in and own the Bears on Turkey Day. That's my thought. Detroit, best team in football. What do you think, Mario?
Well, I mean, that's a pretty simple breakdown. Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears. I'm definitely going to take the Detroit Lions on that one. I mean, there's no comparing the two. Caleb Williams has been so bad this season. I was hoping you would go on for a little bit longer while I was pulling up my notes here, bro.
So yeah, I do have one of them. So what I'll say is they are the top. So the Lions have the number 3 offense, number 10 defense, number 6 passing, and number 5th in rushing in the NFL. They're in all those 4 categories. They're in the top 10. Third in offense, sitting behind the Ravens. And I just went blank on who's number 2. So their offense is potent. They got a pretty solid defense as well. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Kenneth. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys for stopping in. So they've got a solid team. They've been lighting people up. They've been scoring a lot of points this season. You can't pass them up. Dan Campbell has turned this program around. I mean, who can go wrong with the Lions versus a 4-7 Bears? They're 10-1. They've only lost 1 game. So
yeah,
it's hard to pick against a team that's playing so solid football. And the biggest thing that I like with them is they are playing as one. Dan Campbell is a great coach. He's got that team on his back.
So I'm with you on everything you said there. Just to add some controversy to all of it, though, I will say that the Bears defense has been solid this season. When you compare them to like the Detroit Lions in passing yards allowed per game, the Bears defense ranks 13th, 209 passing yards per game allowed. On the other side, the Detroit Lions actually rank 25th. So the Bears defense in the passing front outranks the Lions defense. And when it comes to getting to the quarterback, the Bears defense ranks 13th. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions defense ranks 22nd, having picked up just 25 sacks this season. That, on the other side of things, Jared Goff and Caleb Williams have had 2 very different seasons. Total touchdowns for Jared Goff, 20 total touchdowns. Caleb Williams, just 11 total touchdowns. I mean, it hasn't been – I think I said last week that Caleb Williams has the most uncatchable passes in like the past 14 years or something wild like that. Thomas Bradshaw, Mr. Green, M. Hep, Lucinda, what's going on, guys? I hope y'all are voting for this one. Here we go. I said Bears, Lions, 60%, 68% of us on this side said Detroit Lions are going to win this game. I am with you guys on that one. Y'all ready to move on to the next game? I think it's time to move on. All right, so the next game, guys, by the way, I will be covering the first games this season that we're talking about. And this one here is going to be Hang tight. Who will win this game? We've got the Giants and the Cowboys. And I'm typing this in for my chat over here. Giants and Cowboys, guys. Cowboys, let's effing go. Jay Harris, Crystal Padilla, I am with you guys. What do you think? We're just out here now wearing the chain today?
You got to represent.
Of course we're wearing the chain, guys. We're talking football. And I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the New York Giants. Tommy DeVito, man, Tommy DeVito is bad, guys. I know Cooper Rush is bad, but Tommy DeVito is not good either. Now, DeVito was an undrafted quarterback coming into the NFL. Cooper Rush was drafted in 2017. There's a discrepancy here based off of how many games these two quarterbacks have played as well. Cooper Rush has played 30 games in his career since 2017. 7 years, guys. He's only played 30 games. Tommy DeVito came in. Last season, he played 10 games already. So, when we compare the quarterbacks, it's a very small sample size for Tommy DeVito. But that is the one thing I worry about is can Tommy DeVito beat the Dallas Cowboys defense? And our defense has been porous to say the least, guys. Porous to say the least. Dallas Cowboys defense, they are 27th in yards allowed per game. They give up almost 370 yards per game. Rushing yards per game, they rank 31st, so second to last from the very bottom there, giving up 150 rushing yards per game. They can't get to the quarterback very well. They're 22nd in sacks. They don't get the turnovers very often. But, man, the Giants defense in that category is a little different. Now, did you know that the Giants defense ranks second in the NFL in sacks this season?
I did not know that. I would have never guessed that. I mean, they're better than the Cowboys defense. I'll give them that.
Their defense is. I mean, I think right now it's hard to say who the better team is. The Cowboys have been so bad. The Cowboys have just been so bad. And like any given day, I would always say the Dallas Cowboys are the better team. But here, when you look at like the head-to-head comparisons, I mean, you can't make that argument really outside of the receiving core with CeeDee Lamb. Like, look at the running back situation. Cowboys on the running side of things, guys. Cowboys are 31st in rushing yards per game. They're 30th in rushing attempts per game, 31st in yards per attempt, dead last in rushing touchdowns per game, and 31st as far as rushing yard like percentage for how many yards they pick up in a game. Guys, I said every number between 30 and 32, and there are only 32 teams in the NFL. That is the worst. The worst rushing team in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys this season. That is rough.
That's true.
But I still think the Cowboys can win this game.
They could have had Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has a house in Dallas. Why didn't you go get Derrick Henry? His agent is the same agent as Dak. You don't think Jerry's got his number? I'm just saying. So, yeah. And on top of that, you're right, Mario. You look at the two teams. Offensively, Giants are 25th. Cowboys are 22nd. Man, that's too close. You're talking about just minuscule number of points between the two. Defensively, Giants do have a better defense than Cowboys, in my opinion. Cowboys have been fighting a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball, too. So, passing, it says the Cowboys are ranked 10th. I'm going to drop that down because some of that is skewed when you have Dak Prescott most of the season. Now you have Cooper Rush stepping in. So those numbers as far as rankings on stats don't reflect that accurately at this point in time. The same with the Giants. Quarterback change as well. Rushing, I don't know why we went and got Zeke. I don't think he was –
waste.
He was just terrible. So – yeah, I felt like there was better options. He's past his prime. They've had issues with him this season. I mean, he missed a game. I've never heard the exact reason why he missed a game, but you're silly. So, I mean, my money is going to be on the Cowboys.
I mean, the Cowboys just broke a 5-game losing streak.
They did.
Like, they beat the. It was tough. But they did just get a win, a much-needed win, over a team they weren't supposed to beat.
Exactly. And on top of that, I think that was some motivation that they needed because that, to me, their special teams came alive. That's what won them that game, not the offense. Maybe that's a spark they need to turn this thing around and maybe do something. I think the Cowboys have a better team, in my opinion, over the Giants. Giants could fairly well beat this game. It's the Cowboys' game to lose, in my opinion. So
It's
I think
Thanksgiving at home. Come on, boys. Let's go, Dallas. Let's go.
let's go.
All
So you
right,
got the
guys.
Cowboys. I got the Cowboys.
Yeah. On to
That's
the
easy,
next
guy.
one.
Next one, guys.
All right, on to the
So
next one, ladies and gentlemen. The next matchup, Thursday night football. Final game of the Thursday slate. This is going to be the Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers.
Packers.
You're going Packers?
I'm going Packers, man. I'm going Packers. Part of me. Okay, think of it this way. That Green Bay team has a well-rounded offense. They're ranked 6th in the league as offense, passing 13th, 4th in rushing. They're pretty balanced. That rushing buys that time for passing, so they can pound the ball down the field and then throw those passes from time to time in there. I think the one thing that has been hurting the offense has been some of the passing. Jordan Love, I don't know, he's had a little bit of a rough season this year compared to seasons past. Maybe the injury that he had earlier in the seasons played some effect. I'm not sure. But, man, he looked so dynamite last. It's like the longer he went last season, he got better. He got stronger and stronger. Maybe this is midseason. He's getting over his injury, and he can improve as the season progresses. That's neither here nor there. Maybe time will tell at this moment. So this is a primetime Turkey Day game, Thursday night, 7:20 in Green Bay. How can you not those odds not be in the favor for Green Bay, right? So
Okay.
that's just my opinion.
So for sure. Here's one thing though. A buddy of mine said that he thinks the Dolphins are going to win this game, and he made an argument, right? He made an argument, but I don't know if I'm buying it. Now the Dolphins are on a 3-game win streak, and that is nice to have that momentum. But we know that the Miami Dolphins are not good team. They're not a good team when it comes to playing in the cold. Now, having Tua back, that's great news. But again, the Dolphins in the cold, they are just no good. It is projected to be a close game. It's a 3.5-point difference on this one. They're playing in Green Bay, like you said, 7:20 primetime game. The over-under for this one is 47.5. The Packers have won 6 of their last 7 games. And Jordan Love has been playing lights out. Josh Jacobs, he had 3 touchdown performance last week. So Josh Jacobs had an absolute killer game. But when I look at the Miami Dolphins, it does look like they have their stride back. Now, Tyreek Hill didn't have a super impressive game, but Jalen Waddle sure did. Jalen Waddle had a week last week. And the Dolphins defense has been pretty stubborn as well. I don't think it's going to be a close game. This is a game that I would not be too surprised if there were to be an upset. I think the Dolphins are still really fighting here. This is going to be a tough game to win. It's supposed to be Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be a friendly. But, guys, there's nothing that they're going to be celebrating here in this game.
I agree. I think their defense is keeping them in the games too. So getting Tua back, it helps balance that team out. So their defense, according to NFL.com, is ranked 5th in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. The Dolphins have a chance. That's what I'm saying. They've got a chance. It's not like this was that easy of a decision to make. So I'm surprised that everyone here says 81% of you guys are voting for the Green Bay Packers over the Miami Dolphins. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Black Friday. We both agree, Green Bay Packers. You guys are saying Packers as well. Fill out your forms, guys, if you want a chance to win prizes coming up this week. Fill out those forms. I will see what you guys voted on as far as who you wanted for the pick'ems, and we'll see if we can't get you on air with me and Adam. All right, let's move on quickly here. So, Raiders and Chiefs, guys. What do y'all think? Who's going to win that game? Here comes one for y'all. We're going to start another poll. What do you think, Adam?
So, this one's a tough one. So, if I remember right, last year, the Raiders played the Chiefs very close. No, they beat them. The same Raiders squad beat the Chiefs last year, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember offhand, but man, the Raiders are struggling. They're 2-9. This game, this game for me, this is the Saturday or Friday game, midday. So it's an odd time for NFL. It's going to be on Amazon Prime. Chiefs are 10-1, but I'll tell you guys this: they're 10-1. They did not lose their first game until the Buffalo Bills, who is a great team as well. When you look at their stats, the only thing that is ranked in the top 10 for the Chiefs is the defense. Chiefs have an amazing defense. So when you look at their defense has won them a lot of these games that they've won, most of their games. Their offense is struggling. They've got a lot of injuries. So Mahomes is also a big contributor why they've won those games. He's got to stay healthy, and the defense has to play. The Raiders are going to show up, and they're going to play them. So my odds, my projection, they've already beat me once, losing to the Bills. I know they can beat the Raiders. I feel like the Chiefs just know how to win. They find those moments and they win the game.
Guys, I got really close to eating a ghost pepper this past week because the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Carolina Panthers by 3 points. Barely.
Me too. Me too. I told you I was going to do it too.
I almost ended up eating that ghost pepper last week because I put all of my faith in the Chiefs. Luckily, the Chiefs won that game and I didn't have to eat that ghost pepper. But my gosh. Now, that being said, I'm still very confident in the fact that the Chiefs can win this game. The Chiefs are 10-1, y'all. That should go without saying. Chiefs are 10-1. They won 30-27 last week. So a close game. I don't think Andy Reid wants to see that happen again. The Las Vegas Raiders are at the very bottom of the AFC West. They've got a 2-9 record, and they just lost 29-19 to the Denver Broncos in Week 12. So that is 7 games in a row that they have lost. They've lost big time there. Now the Chiefs are favored by almost 13 points. They're favored by 12.5 in this one, and the over/under is set at 42. Isaiah Pacheco is expected to be back. That's good news for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Aiden O'Connell is now going to be the starting quarterback for the Raiders officially. Gardner Minshew will be out for the season, broken collarbone.
Yep. And I just went blank. Is there a defensive player out for the Raiders? Let me see if
I don't have the full report in front of me right now.
Yeah, I was looking at something earlier. I may have misread something, but yeah, the Raiders. Another thing meant to say on the Raiders. There's been a lot of trouble in that locker room with the Raiders this season. We saw some of it.
Oh, yeah.
Antonio Pierce talked about it in a press conference. He talked about players. He hammered it out in an interview. He didn't say the guys' names, but he calls them out in an interview. So there's a division in that clubhouse. Some of those guys don't like him.
Harris is checking into the conversation, by the way. He's over here. He is a Raiders fan. He's Football Nation's official Raider fan. And he says they've got 6 starters that are out right now.
Yeah, they've got quite a few. So it's going to be a tough game for them. But they're all professionals, even those guys that fill in for the starters. They're professional athletes. They would not be there if they were not. So the Chiefs, number 3 defense, going up against the number 29 defense in the league. So
yeah, here's what they've got in starting lineups for the Raiders. I've got Aiden O'Connell, Alexander Madison, and Zamir White. Both starting running backs are both questionable to play today. Jacoby Myers is good, but Trey Tucker is questionable. DJ Turner, Brock Bowers, the offensive line. Looks like everyone is healthy on the offensive line. Defensive side of the football, they are missing Christian Wilkins at right defensive tackle. Marcus Epps is on IR for the strong safety. Jacorian Bennett is out as well. So, yeah, a few people. Nate Hobbs, nickelback, he's out too. So, yeah. The injury report for the Las Vegas Raiders does not bode well. I just think this is an easy pick, man. Chiefs all the way on this one.
Chiefs. So you got Chiefs. I have Chiefs. There you guys go. Chiefs all the way. Your safe pick. Hey, love for the Raiders Nation, man. Man,
Okay,
they've had some teams in the past. I mean, hey, when I was growing up, it was Bo Jackson, baby. Bo knows, baby. Just saying that. I gotta throw that one out there.
here's another one then. Let's go ahead and move on to this next game. We've got a game that
Man.
it's it also has upset written all over it, but the Falcons have been hurt, man. It's the Falcons versus the Chargers. I think the Chargers should win this game. Like, it's just hard to.
So your money's on the Chargers if you were to bet.
Yeah, my money would be on the Chargers.
Gotcha.
What about you?
Mine too. Man, I know that game the other night, brother against brother, so they've got a solid team, man. Dabbins, or however you say his name, Dobbins, he's out.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins is out.
Great back, man. I really hate that for them, but I was really impressed by Herbert, not Herbert. Just went blank on his quarterback's name. Just lost.
For who? The Chargers?
Chargers. I just went
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Yeah,
Yeah.
could not think of his first name there. Thank you for that. He his passes. I mean, he's such a big quarterback. It doesn't. I think he's like 6'6", guys. He's a big dude compared to a Baker Mayfield. I mean, and he's very athletic. His mobility. I'm sure Harbaugh on the sideline is like freaking out when he takes off for a run. He's had the plantar fasciitis, the surgery, and everything this season on his foot, and the Chargers are still sitting 7-4, too. That's
Okay,
insane.
well, here's a question for you. Would you rather have Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert or Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins throwing the football? Who do you trust more in those situations? I mean, it's hard to say. So
They're
much
both
has
great.
changed. So much has changed for both teams that it's crazy. Now, Chargers, on one hand, kept their quarterback for the offseason, but replaced everybody else. And
Coach.
the Falcons, on the other hand, kept everyone from last season, but replaced the quarterback. And so it's been pretty messy for at least the Falcons side. I think the Chargers side has a slightly better edge right here. Chargers they're second in the AFC West. They've got a 7-4 record right now. They're coming off of a 23-30 win, so they won 30-23 against Baltimore, man. Like, that Baltimore game, the Chargers have been Chargers lost, excuse me. Chargers lost to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me recollect my thoughts here. Let me recompose what I'm trying to say. They're coming off of a 30-23 loss to the Baltimore Ravens in Week 12, and the Falcons have a 6-5 record, and they're coming out of a bye week right now after a 2-game losing streak. So, what's going on, Ricky? Thanks for checking in, bro. He says thanks for going live. And a $2.
Thank you, Ricky.
Appreciate that, Ricky. That's our boy Ricky. Okay, I'm trying to go on script. Let me go off script to just tell you what I saw. This is what the eye test says to me. That game last week, Harbaugh to Harbaugh, Jim got out-muscled. The Chargers got out-muscled by the Ravens. It kind of just is what it is what it is. I still think the Chargers are the better team, at least defensively. Now, Bijan Robinson has been a huge letdown this season for the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London hasn't exactly been an all-star stud in his own right. Kirk Cousins was brought in, and they said that he was going to be the man to galvanize this team. And I was on that train. I thought the Falcons were well on their way to winning the NFC South. That did not happen. Atlanta Falcons have been getting pushed around. They are 6-5. They do have a positive record right now, and they lead the NFC South, but it's too close to be called. Like, with the Buccaneers on their tail right now, they have the Buccaneers I think the Buccaneers are going to be able to catch up. The Buccaneers are going up against the Carolina Panthers this week. And the Saints are knocking on that door, and it's a tight division there.
Wow.
I'm gonna just step away. I'm just gonna step away, and
So
that's what I have
that's
to say. My pick is for the Chargers.
Chargers. I agree with you. Chargers all the way. That's where it could be an upset. Anything can happen. So safe pick is Chargers there for sure. Do you think we could have a what's the chance of an upset? Because they are playing this in Atlanta. Atlanta has a pretty loud stadium as well. So there is a chance for an upset. Just saying that.
Well, I don't think so. The Falcons have 14 players that are listed on the injury report, and that's not great. So that's a big chunk of your 53-man roster to have 14 guys missing, whether they're second defense or second, whatever, whether they're special teams, what have you. That's rough. By the way, shout out to Ricky on the $10 super chat.
Ricky, the man.
Ricky's the man. He says he won't be able to be here tomorrow when we go live. He's going to be spending time with his family, but he's glad that he got to catch us live today. Thanks for checking in, Ricky. Let me know for sure, man, what you guys think is going to happen with these picks over here, Chargers and Falcons. I'm taking the Chargers, y'all. J.K. Dobbins has a knee sprain, so he'll be out. Gus Edwards will be driving the Gus bus this weekend. Gus Edwards will be driving the Gus bus on Sunday. Falcons rank they're fifth against the passing offense, by the way. Just something to think about. So they're going to run the football quite a bit. Chargers, I think, should win this game.
Ricky the GOAT. Hey, Luke says Ricky the GOAT on my side.
Ricky the GOAT. Let's go.
He is. Let's go. Let's effing go, bro.
Isaiah says Falcons win by 3. By the way, we've got 23 votes on my side, dude, and it's actually almost a 50-50 split between Chargers and Falcons. I think the injury report for the Falcons isn't great. Kadero Hodge is questionable. Darnell Mooney is questionable. Rondale Moore on IR. Charlie Woner, who's behind Kyle Pitts, is questionable. Robert Burns, the fullback, is out. Looks like, they've just got a beat-up team. Anything that they have left are going to be licking their wounds. That's going to be a tough one. I'm going to go Chargers on this one. I think they're just, despite the one injury to J.K. Dobbins, I think they're the healthier team, and I think they're the better coached team. Nothing against Raheem Morris. Okay, I've went ahead and moved on to my next slide, bro. We're going to move on to the Steelers and the Bengals. I'm going to ask these guys. Nice. Ricky sending you some love as well, saying KimbroNator over there.
I like that, KimbroNation. Yeah.
See you go live with Mario, he says.
Absolutely.
As he also gifted out a channel membership. Man, Ricky, you are something else today. In the spirit of giving, huh? Okay, Steelers, Bengals. Let me go ahead and get the poll up for you guys. Bengals trounce pity. Let's see. Who will win this game, ladies and gentlemen? Steelers, Bengals. Now, if you guys think that you're onto something, if you guys think you know what you're talking about, you've got to check the link in the description, guys, on this video and submit your official pick'ems. Once you submit your official forms, we'll see who wins at the end of the week, and we'll spin the wheel, and one of you guys might be lucky enough to jump onto this live stream with us here in the future. All right, guys.
Hey, I gotta say this real quick. So, sorry to interrupt. It's off topic. I did a gift membership on my channel, guys. You can't pick who it gives it to. It just auto picks. I can't pick and say, hey, I want to give it to a certain person. You would never guess who it picked to give one of my gift memberships to.
Don't tell me.
I'm not. Who do you think it picked?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That is wild. That is wild. I just hit pick, and it just went. It threw it out there. DJ Braddock, Football Nation, Loyal Riken Monday, and it's like, wow. And it also gave Lloyd Barnes. So it just randomly picks people, guys. So, hey, guys, Luke, Kenneth, hey, when you do the picks or members, it just auto does it. I have no choice of who it gives it to. But if you guys want to be a member, you just click on the join button. I'm not sure if it's on mobile how easy it is, but on a computer there's a little join button by subscribe. So
Crystal says, "What's up?" By the way, she's saying hello to you, Adam.
hello, Crystal. Welcome,
Rock, rock.
welcome. Let's
All
go.
right,
All right,
guys,
let's go.
here we go. So Steelers, Bengals. I'm gonna let you start off here, Adam. I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. All right, you ready? I'm gonna throw this out here. All right, here's a wild card, guys. We got it. I'm gonna say Bengals, man. Joe Burrow is having an MVP season right now. He is setting the stage on fire. He is ticked off. Dude's on pace to hit 6,000 passing yards at his rate he's passing. He's over 3,000 yards this season. He's leading the league in passing TDs. His defense is killing him. He's scoring points, but they can't stop him. The Steelers, their offense is struggling this season, guys. They're 20th in the league, facing the 21st defense in the league. I, for some reason, think this is the game. Steelers are 8-3. They're playing in Cincinnati. I think the Bengals will take the Steelers at home, just like the Browns did the other day. They're playing Cincinnati. Historic, NFL franchises have been through there. So they're passing their number 2. Rushing's not as good, but gosh dang, you have a Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback who's played a phenomenal season this year. I just can't – I feel like the Bengals are the better choice here, ironically, because the Steelers are struggling. They've won a couple of their games, off nothing but field goals. Hey, Lloyd, welcome. We are live, Lloyd, right now, doing our picks. So,
what up, Lloyd?
Hey, Lloyd. Good deal, my friend.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right. Let me break some of this down for you then, Adam. Let me drop some pearls on you here, bro. Let's go.
Let's go.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, they are 8-3. And this is an AFC North divisional game. They're going to go up against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 4-7. The game is middle of the day. By the way, for anybody watching it on this side of the Football Nation side, the away team is always on the left. The home team is always on the right. That's how you will know and differentiate as we get through this list. By the way, in case you could not tell, it is going in chronological order. Okay, so Pittsburgh Steelers, they are second in the AFC North. They've got the 8-3 record. They're coming off of a loss against the Cleveland Browns last week. Do you think that Mike Tomlin is going to drop the ball twice and drop down to 8-4? Honestly, that is possible. That is possible. The Cincinnati Bengals are third in the AFC North. They've got a 4-7 record, but they can still catch up. They've got a few more games left to go this season. It's week 13. We're towards the end of it all, but it's not over here, and they can still finish with a winning record. A lot of these games coming up are divisional, and the Bengals are going to be swinging hard. They will be coming out and swinging hard. They had a bye week last week in week 12, so now they are refreshed and they're ready to go. Now, the Bengals are actually favorite to win this game, 2.5 points. The over-under is set for 47 points. Appreciate MHEP gifting out those 5 memberships out there, bro. Thank you so much. Betting odds for this one. Okay, so the Bengals are 2.5 point favorites here, guys. Russell Wilson, no injuries for Russell Wilson. Jalen Warren looks like he's healthy as well, so they're going to have their running game intact. On the other side, the Bengals, Orlando Brown had a knee injury. Sheldon Rankins, he's got a viral illness, so he's going to be out. I don't know, man.
It's a tough one. So honestly, there's a chance this could go either way. I think it's one of those, it's a tough one. It's a tough game. It could go either way. I feel like the odds, from my opinion, would be the Bengals. So you're thinking the Steelers with Tomlin. I mean, Tomlin, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to go back and double check. I think Tomlin is the longest tenure head coach for the team that is currently in the league right now.
That is true.
Behind Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh is up there too.
And he's also never had a losing record in his entire career. So long as he's been the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've had a winning record, which is a fun fact about Mike Tomlin. I mean, they could drop this game and it would still be true. So, a sequence of bad games for the Pittsburgh Steelers isn't like out of this world. It's possible that could happen. Hold on, I've got the schedule here for the Pittsburgh Steelers' next 5 games. I hate Bing over, like, why can't Bing just be what?
I despise Bing. I cannot. You can't find anything on there.
No. All right, so they've got the Steelers Bengals. This is, by the way, the first day of September. Steelers Bengals. Browns gonna go up to the Steelers again. This time it will be in Pittsburgh. So the Pittsburgh Steelers should win that one. Steelers at Eagles, guys. Eagles, that's a tough one that they've got to play the Ravens, turn around and play the Ravens. Can they beat the Ravens twice in a season? I don't know. So the Steelers kind of really need to win this game. Otherwise, there's a good chance that if they lose it, then they're going to be looking at having lost possibly 3 out of the next 4 games. I think they'll beat the Browns next week, but the Steelers got to win this one. Now, if the Bengals don't win this game, it's a must-win game for the Cincinnati Bengals too. And I think this might sneakily be one of the better games this entire week. You're saying Bengals. I want to say Bengals with you, dude, but I'm going with the Steelers.
You're going with the Steelers.
I'm going with the Steelers, bro.
Steelers.
I'm going with Pittsburgh. I got to take Pittsburgh. All right, you took the Bengals on it? That's fine. We can split. That one.
Hey, there we go.
Game of the week.
It's going to be a good one.
83% of you guys said Steelers. Look, like 100% of you guys said Steelers last week against the Browns. We saw what happened last week against the Browns. By the way, Adam and I were talking about it. Beautiful game. Even though it was a loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was still a beautiful game. Thank you, MHEP, Eagles fan in the house.
Hey, we got a member. Hey, Lloyd, one of our members of my chat here. He's in the hospital in Tyler. So, hey, Football Nation, you guys put Lloyd in your prayers. Hey, Lloyd, you're in my prayers as well. So I hope everything goes well. Hope you get out in speedy recovery from the hospital there, my friend.
Yeah, man. Good wishes to you. I hope you feel better here soon. And whatever it is, I hope it's not too serious.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Let's keep it light. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to start here. Who will win this game, guys? The next game on our slate will be the Texans and the Jaguars. Who do you think will win that game?
That is a good one.
What do you think, Kimbro? Praying for Lloyd, says MHEP. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. That's right, guys. Good job. Thank you.
Says Pixie, says Lorinda. Crystal as well. Supreme Science. Damon. Getting a lot of love over here, man. Getting a lot of love for Lloyd.
Let's go, Lloyd.
All right, guys.
So my opinion, Texans have the edge, 2-9. Lloyd says, thank you, everyone. Jaguars, they are struggling. I mean, their offense is 31st, defense 32nd. They're last in the NFL. Texans have to win this game. So my money would be on the Texans for sure. CJ Stroud, he's having his sophomore season. He is struggling a little bit on and off this season. Teams, had, his rookie year, phenomenal rookie season. Guys are picking up on him. He's got a lot of game film behind him now, so it's starting to make some changes. So I think the best pick would be the Texans on this one.
I think so too, man. Trevor Lawrence, what can I say about Trevor Lawrence? Look, I thought he was legit 2 years ago when I first started Football Nation and I had my stuff that I handmade and hung up on the walls. And it was that game against the Chargers against Justin Herbert. And he threw 5 interceptions in the first half of that game. And he still found a way to come back and win. That was the first wild card round of the playoffs back in 2022. That's when I thought Trevor Lawrence was possibly going to be like the next biggest thing. And then fast forward to last season. and I watched Trevor Lawrence play, and it was just so forgettable that I can't even put into words that like I watched Jaguars games. I couldn't watch Jaguars games. They were hard to watch.
I think he signed that big contract, and I don't know if the money got
And
to him.
that's probably it because he
You know,
got
he
paid. He got
a,
paid,
a
and
lot.
it's been awful ever since. The Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud still hungry. D'Amico Ryans, head coach, still hungry. The Texans are in the front of this division, AFC South guys. That's what we're talking here in the Texans and the Jaguars. The Houston Texans are 7-5. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games, though.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. So 3 out of the last 4 games, including a loss to another divisional matchup when they lost to the Tennessee Titans 24-21. That's a game that they should have won. So it's no longer a guarantee that the Texans are going to cream any team, especially when you no longer have, well, they didn't have Stephon Diggs last year, and they did just fine last year without Stephon Diggs. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, as long as they stay healthy and the rest of the team can continue to move forward, they should be fine. But they're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 2-9. They are dead last in this division, 2-9. They're coming out of the bye week. They've lost 4 straight. I just don't think that the Jaguars have it. I just don't think they got it.
It's time to rebuild. They need to. I don't know what they need to do, if they need to wipe slate and start over, but they're in trouble.
Yeah, Bob is saying that he thinks it's going to be close. I don't think so, man. I definitely don't think so.
Me and you share. Both of us agree Texans is your safe pick here.
Look, in the last 5 meetups, or in the last, mind you, they play twice a year, every year. And in the last 5 games, the Texans have a 3-2 record against the Jaguars. And the last time they played, the Texans did win 24-20. So it will be a close game-ish. I don't know. I think the Texans should win this game, and it shouldn't be that close. Personally, that's my opinion.
But, I agree.
Cool. That's all I got to say on it.
Next up.
Next game up, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to hit halfway point right here. This is the last of the first 8. We've got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this game, let me get the poll up here. You want to go, Adam?
Sure. Let's see. Okay. The Vikings were so strong this season, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but they had that great run, and then they started losing. They've only had 2 losses. Their offense is ranked 11th in the league. Defense is ranked 8th. The Cardinals, they're inconsistent. And I don't know. I haven't really watched a game of the Cardinals. I've caught some highlights. I haven't watched one of their games this season. Maybe this is one I can try to catch this week. It just depends. So
this might be a good one to make it a point and try to catch.
Yeah,
I said the word skull, dude, and my chat's going crazy, especially Crystal.
Is it? The Vikings, I feel like the Vikings have the edge, honestly. Their offense is, they got a lot of potential on offense. Their defense is really good too. It's not of the it's a top tier defense in the league. So saying that, I think rushing they're struggling, but passing they're better than the Cardinals. If the Cardinals don't show up to play, I think the Vikings will take this one for sure. My money would be on the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, man, I'm not so eager to jump on that Vikings bandwagon. Okay, Arizona Cardinals, they're 6-5. The Minnesota Vikings, they're 9-2. We saw some blemishes that Darnold had. He hasn't had a perfect season. He's had some pretty down games. The Vikings team as a whole has found ways to come together and win games, obviously with a 9-2 record. But my gosh, they have not been. I don't think that they've been tested hard enough. This will be a test for them. The Arizona Cardinals are third in the NFC West. They do have a 6-5 record though, so they still have a winning record. This is a team that is above 500. They're coming off of a 16-6 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. Ricky is letting everyone know because, Seahawks fans will be Seahawks fans. Shout out to you, Ricky. And, of course, the Minnesota Vikings on the other side, they're at the front of the AFC North. They've got a 9-2 record. They got a win over the Chicago Bears. But the Chicago Bears have been terrible, and they barely won that game by 3, just like the Chiefs did against the Carolina Panthers. So I think the Cardinals are a better team than the Chicago Bears. Funny enough, the Cardinals started in Chicago. Totally nothing to do with this. But the Vikings are 3.5-point favorites. 3.5-point favorites for the Minnesota Vikings. So narrow margins. It's not a whole lot of a gap right there. Kyler Murray came back to action in Week 10 after recovering from the ACL tear. His performance has been as of late. Justin Jefferson on the other side has been really, really good in the success for the Vikings, but it's got to be a get-right game for him this week.
For sure.
I mean, Murray, his ability to get out of the pocket and scramble, that's dangerous. They weren't able to be as successful as they wanted to be against the Seahawks last week, but I think that there's a chance for a rebound here for the Cardinals if they want to get back into playoff contentions. This game for Arizona has serious playoff implications, at least for that particular team. I mean, a win right here for the Minnesota Vikings would almost clinch,
and a loss for Arizona would put them at 500, even 500. So, yeah, it's just it's a tough one. I mean, I think this could be a good game or it could be a blowout. It just depends on if Arizona shows up and is consistent, bearing no injuries too.
Yeah. Jay Harris saying Kyler Murray is a head case. It's hard to pick him consistently. He is pretty all over the place. Corey says, "Is squeeze me?" Goal. He says skull. You're the man, Ricky.
You got the Vikings as well.
I do, man. I think that 3.5-point spread is accurate. It's not going to be by much, but it's going to be a really good game. Definitely one worth watching. A lot of good games this week, man. Okay, guys, we're halfway. Let's go ahead and keep pushing through this.
Right on. Who we got next? We have the Indianapolis Colts taking on the New England. What was I saying there? Patriots. Little tongue tied there. I can't even talk straight. It's been a long day, guys. But this is amazing here. Spending time with you guys, too. Hey, the New England Patriots are 3-9. I thought I would never see this again in my lifetime. They had such a dynasty for a long time. And they're 3-9. Unbelievable. So, what is your take on this game, Mario? I want to hear your thought first.
All right, so really quick, I'm just typing this in. Colts.
Sure.
Patriots for our guys out here to go ahead and give us their vote. Want to find out how many people are going with the Colts and who's going with the Patriots here. Okay, the Indianapolis Colts. They are 5-7, and they are going to New England to play in New England. Cold weather, not that surprising to Indianapolis. Obviously, Indianapolis, it snows there, but Foxborough, it gets windy, it gets wild. I think the weather should be clear weather for this game. The Colts, they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. And obviously, the quarterback situation there, that's an absolute disaster for the Indianapolis Colts. The Anthony Richardson bouncing back to Joe Flacco and then back to Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson saying, "Hey, I'm tired," pulling himself out from the game. Now, ever since that moment, Anthony Richardson has looked better. The Patriots, they've got a 3-9 record, just like you were saying. So not Not a great record for the New England Patriots. Their shot at the playoffs, even if they win out, is basically gone. Now they're just here to ruin playoff potential for other teams. The Colts are favored by 2.5 points. I think that is. I think that's a little small. I think the Colts cover that spread. I think the Colts are a better football team than the New England Patriots this year. Doesn't mean that I don't think Drake May can't show up and do something special.
That's true. Colts got a good rushing team too.
Supreme Science got real offended right there.
Oh no!
Sorry, dude.
But
Sorry, Supreme.
we're sorry, bud. We're sorry.
Yo, I'm just saying, man. Look, I liked what Joe Flacco did when he filled in, obviously, last season for the Browns. And now that he's here with the Colts, I thought they should have given him more than just a game and a
for
half.
sure. He's a better quarterback by far.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But why would you? I don't understand the coaching decision on that. I mean, your quarterback pulls himself out of the game. I think I would say, all right, buddy, it's time for you to sit on the bench the rest of the season and follow this veteran. Watch him get out there and do his thing. Give Flacco time.
Let's do something really quick. We're gonna go through this list right here. Quarterback comparison. Would you rather have Anthony Richardson or Drake May?
Drake May.
You think Drake May?
Yeah.
There's an argument to be made. I could see both sides of the argument. I personally would take Anthony Richardson. Honestly, I'd take Joe Flacco over both of them. Personally.
Oh yeah, 100% on that one.
Yeah. I'd take Joe Flacco over both of them. Running back situation: Jonathan Taylor, Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson is a stud. I'm not saying he's not, but when healthy, Jonathan Taylor, I think, is the better running back. Michael Pittman Jr. versus Demario Douglas. I would take Michael Pittman Jr.
I agree.
Downs over Kayshon Boutte. I would take Josh Downs. Alec Pierce versus Kendrick Bourne. I'll take Kendrick Bourne there. So I like the wide receiver 3 over, but I like the wide receivers 1 and 2 better on the Colts side. Defensively, you look at the defensive side of the football, there's not a lot of household names. I would take the Patriots, a few players on that side, but just the chalky ones like Jabril Peppers.
Both their defenses are the worst in the league.
Christian Gonzalez. Yeah, these two defenses are not great. So both teams are they're just The Patriots have a bunch of players that are injured right now, or at least questionable right now. Keon White, questionable. And Fernie Jennings, questionable. Christian Ellis, questionable. Kyle Duggar, questionable. Jabril Peppers, questionable. My gosh, the list goes on and on, bro. So there's a lot of people who are hurt on the Patriots side of the football as well. Meanwhile, the Indianapolis Colts, while they do have their fair share of injury woes, especially in the wide receiver room, and that offensive line, both of these teams are just. This game is going to be as bad as the New York Giants versus Dallas Cowboys game. And coincidentally, they have the same colors.
They do. They really do. I don't know, man. So my initial pick, my gut check is say Colts. That's just what gut check. Colts is what I'm just gonna throw it out there. That's my pick. Colts. I may be wrong. I may be eating my words, but I mean, this is one of those that's so hard to pick.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts on this one too, man. I'm going with the Colts on this one too. So, okay. I think that's settled.
Colts it is.
By the way, for the record, my chat over here, the chat over here is 57% to 43% on who will win this game. And 43% are saying Patriots. So a little closer than we're thinking there too. We'll see if you guys are right. Don't forget to fill out those forms, guys. Next game is like it's a stupid question. This one, Seahawks and Jets. Is it though? Is it though? So here's the next one, guys. It is the Seahawks and the Jets. Adam?
Man,
why don't you start us off here?
I'll start us with that one. Cooper Rush is a quarterback for the Cowboys, Lloyd. So Seahawks, Jets. I'm going to say Seahawks all the way on this one. I'm going to throw that out there. I may be eating my words. Aaron Rodgers, there's so much issues with the Jets. Their defense has been pretty solid. I don't know what it is with the Jets, man. Firing their head coach. What is it? I think was it game 6? Game 6. Whenever they fired their head coach, they turned around and I forgot the player's name. They got the receiver from Oakland, or not Oakland, the Raiders. I still call them Oakland. I have the hardest time not
Yeah,
calling them Oakland.
yeah,
So, and they've only been 1-5 or 1-6 now since losing their head coach. So I don't know. That team's in some serious trouble. I honestly don't think, and they just fired their GM, so they've lost their GM. I think there's a lot being said that the Jets are in some serious trouble. I think this season's basically in the books. They're just going to play it out. They may throw in some various starters, uh, just to see if they can get something happening. But if they do win, they show up to play. But I don't know. Seahawks are playing better football, in my opinion, than
yeah,
Jets right
man.
now.
Right now, I hear people, and it's like Jets, like it's bad. The Jets have been really, really bad, guys. I cannot give it to the Jets. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to win this game as well. I'm with you, dude, 100%. Look, Seahawks 6-5, Jets 3-8. This game is going to happen at MetLife, so the Jets will be at home, but that really means nothing right now for the New York Jets. They have been they've just been so bad. The Seahawks are number 2 in the NFC West. They've got a 6-5 record. They've won their last 2 games, including a 16-6 win over divisional rivals Arizona Cardinals last week in Week 12. Their defense has been pretty good too, standing up. I do like I I like Geno Smith. I'm on the fence on whether or not do I like him or do I think he's going to be the Seahawks next quarterback for the next few years. I think they're looking to replace Geno Smith here pretty soon. I could be totally wrong and misreading the situation, but I like Kenneth Walker. I think Zach Charbonnet is a great fill-in right now. That being said, I do like Breece Hall, but the Jets don't know how to use him, and the Jets have injuries on the offensive line. They just lost Smith on the offensive line.
Yeah,
The Jets have not been good though, man. Betting odds for this game, the Seahawks are favored by just 1.5 points. I think the
that's
Seahawks, right? Doesn't that seem small? Doesn't that seem like
that's
not a big
low.
spread?
It's
Yeah, that's a
not.
low spread.
Like last week, there was I just went blank, but somebody was only picked by a point. So yeah, when you see spreads that low, Vegas doesn't know. There's so much uncertainty with this game. So I'm telling you, it could go either way. It really could. It just depends on if the Jets can get their stuff going together. I think they have a better offense than 28th in the league, but it's not showing up.
Does this change anything though? The Seahawks do have both DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett as questionable for this game. If they both play, this should be an easy win for the Seattle Seahawks, in my opinion, because defensively, they're pretty much just fine. I don't see any names on the Seahawks side defensively that is room for excuse there. On the Jets side of the football, Tyron Smith is out. Breece Hall is questionable. Alan Lazard has been on IR. Morgan Moses is questionable on the offensive side of the football. But defensively, basically all of their starting defensive players are good to go. And the Jets defense has been good too. So this game will come down to protecting the football because both defenses are going to try to get the football back. I mean, that's what they do. Where is Sauce Gardner? Said Supreme Science. That's a great question, man. Where is Sauce Gardner? He must be on that back shelf, bro. Go looking for that sauce.
Right on. So
But
so if you had to pick right now, like straight up, your money would be Jets
um,
or Seahawks.
Straight up, my money would go Seattle. Yeah, if someone said $50 right now, you're putting $50 on Seahawks or Jets, and I had to take the bet. Not that I want to take this bet. Not that
Yeah,
I want to take this bet, but if I had to make this bet, I would put my money on Seattle.
Seattle.
By the
Right
way,
on.
this in no way is gambling advice, so do not take it as such.
This is just our opinion piece, guys. Just for the
Okay.
record.
Next game, guys, we've got the Tennessee Titans and the Washington Commanders. Tennessee Titans, Washington Commanders. I mean, the Commanders are 7-5 coming into this one. Tennessee Titans are 3-8. I think the Commanders should win this one pretty easily. This game is a midday game. Let me go ahead and ask the question here.
Let me tell you this. Let me throw this out there. When I looked at this earlier today, I had no clue the Tennessee Titans have the second ranked defense in the league. I saw this and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Who is your source?
NFL.com. You click on this matchup, and when you go to game info, they have the Tennessee Titans ranked number 2 defense in the league, and the Commanders at 24. So, man, when I saw that, I was like, that can't be right. But that's what they're saying on here. I don't have the data to back it up. I'm just going by what I'm seeing on the internet. There's so many different sources to get information. What have you seen as far as defensive ranking for them?
Defensive ranking for them, I haven't really focused too much on the defensive side. I can look back at some of the older numbers for the Washington Commanders, but I like to do my numbers fresh. Let me see what I can pull up here from week 10. Or from week, did I cover the Commanders?
That is true, Lloyd. Tony Pollard, he's probably the glimmer on that Titans.
Cowboys shouldn't have let him go. He didn't have a great season, but
I agree.
Let him go.
I think Pollard was a great running back. I think it seemed like he'd have better games than Zeke. But
so here's the numbers for week 10. So I don't have these numbers for the Tennessee Titans. These are from this is from week 12. This is from last week, Washington Commanders. So points per game offensively, the Washington Commanders, they rank 4th in the NFL. That was as of last week, at the start of week 12. Yards per game, they averaged 6th in the NFL, 366 yards per game, and they were top 6 when it comes to yards per play, averaging 6 yards per play. On the defensive side of the football, though, they were terrible inside the red zone defensively. They ranked 27th in the NFL. And opponent success rate inside the red zone and scoring touchdowns, they gave up touchdowns at a 66.7% rate to teams that found their way inside the red zone. That's good for 27th in the NFL. And when it came down to third down conversions, opposing teams found a success rate of 43.9%, almost 44%. So the defense there for the Washington Commanders, I don't know, man. I think the Commanders are the better team. Just gut check, like you were saying earlier. I think the Commanders are the better team. Everyone in my chat over here is saying the same thing. Looks like the chat is going off over here. We got 22 votes. You guys are saying that it's going to be the Washington Commanders. I'm with you guys, man. I'm with y'all. I think it's going to be the Commanders too.
So I agree with you there, but something else even Lloyd pointed out here. The Tennessee Titans have a top-tier defense. Just looking at this, my initial gut check, Washington Commanders, one of the better offenses in the league. But if their defense can shut down that offense, they could get a win here. Just saying. I'm going to throw that out there. It's possible.
Well, the Tennessee Titans are completely healthy. I don't think they have anybody on the injury report right now. At least no starters, that's for sure. Let me double check that really quick.
Yeah, so if you have a number 2 defense taking on a number 2 offense, just saying who typically wins. I mean, if the defense gets them, hey, Washington only has their defense is not as great as the Titans defense.
Well, Now they definitely have some players that are injured right now. Lots of players right now. Good time to be healthy, says
Right?
Jay Harris. Yeah, no, would be a really
Commanders
good
were
time to
better.
be healthy. No, there's definitely a lot of players that are injured right now. Definitely not the fact that I had to double check that one here.
I agree,
But
Lloyd. Yep.
shortcut, Panthers win, Saints win next. That would be wild. Yeah, that would be wild if that happened. Guys, the Tennessee Titans versus the Commanders in this matchup. I take the Commanders all day, every day. They just seem like they're the better team. They've got the better quarterback. They've got the better running backs right now. They've got the better wide receivers. I don't trust Calvin Ridley. I don't trust Tyler Boyd. I don't trust Nick Westbrook-Akine. I would for sure take Gary Terry and Zach Ertz over those guys for sure, 100%. Defensively, not anybody I would brag about on either side of the football. And so just for those reasons, just because I would rather watch them win, I'm just going to take the Washington Commanders anyways.
Right on. I have the Commanders as well, so we both share the same pick. But there is a chance for an upset, guys. Like we said, hey, this is just our opinion. We'll see what happens.
Okay, next one here, bro. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. We got a few more. We've got the Buccaneers versus the Carolina Panthers.
Bam.
That should be an easy one. You would think, right? It
Yeah.
is another divisional game, though.
Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, baby. Shake and bake. Shake and bake. Baker Mayfield all the way on this one. They're sitting at 5-6. Carolina 3-8. I mean, they're right up the road from each other. They take the highway right up the road to Carolina from Tampa Bay, and they're going to go into Tampa Bay on that charter bus. They'll probably take a flight, to save the time and be well rested. Take on the Panthers and call it a day, my friend. Mid-afternoon, they're going to be on a flight. They're going to be home before 8 o'clock. So there you have it.
Before 8 o'clock, they're going to be done in and out.
In and out. They're hitting the road. So I don't know. Baker Mayfield, when you look at Baker Mayfield, I don't see a quarterback in him.
What?
Just physically, if you physically look at Baker Mayfield just standing there, he's what, 5'10", 5'11". He's stocky. When you watch him play, when you watch him play, he's like Pat Mahomes. He's like, whoa, where'd this dude come from, right? Pat Mahomes doesn't look like a star quarterback, but he is. That's what Baker Mayfield is. Number 7 ranked offense versus number 32 offense. Their defense in Carolina will not be able to shut him down. So he's going to march the field. He's going to score 50 points this game. You watch.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Bryce Young, valiant effort out of the Buccaneers last week, trying to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But let's be real, man. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think it's going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm with you. Buccaneers are 5-6. They need this win. Buccaneers are 5-6. They absolutely need this win. Carolina Panthers are 3-8. Nothing that they can do will save the season. That's going to be it for them.
What does your chat say? Because all my chat's saying the Bucks.
All right, Crystal. Crystal says she's got to go. She put in her final picks. She's saying Panthers, Saints, Ravens, Bills, and Broncos. By the way, guys, there is a link at the top of this chat area, guys. Be sure to here. I'm gonna put it here in the chat.
Down here, guys. The same on my side here as well.
Cool. Be sure to click that link, and you guys can submit your actual pick'ems. Once you've submitted your pick'ems, we'll put you guys into the wheel if you get them right, and we will know by the next members only live stream who will be put on the next one. So, anyways, be sure to fill that out. Okay, let's finish this one up. We're going with the Buccaneers. Don't want to take up everybody's time. Let's run through this. All right, next one.
Got it.
Is
it my turn? List, guys. Is it my turn or your turn? I forgot.
Why don't you go ahead?
I'll go ahead. Okay. So, Rams and Saints. Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think the Rams will go in and beat the Saints. When you look at their stats, I didn't get the odds. I meant to get the odds. So yes, the odds are LA by 2.5 points over the Saints.
I think that's fair.
That is fair. The Saints are playing at home, 4-7. I don't know what happened to the Saints. It started off like on fire this season, and they just fell off. I can't really put my hand. The quarterback change, and I just went blank on his name. The quarterback getting hurt, and I think there was
Oh, you're talking about Derek Carr.
Carr. Yes, Derek Carr getting hurt, and then the guy filling in for him just was terrible. Probably one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. I'm not sure how he got in the league, but they fell off with that. But Carr's back. The offense does not seem to have the glimmer that they had at the start. The defense, they can't stop anybody. So I think Stafford, Cooper Kupp's back. So the Rams are getting healthy. They're getting their players back. I think the Rams will go into New Orleans and take it to the Saints.
Oh, well, they're going to go into New Orleans and take it to the Saints, huh? You're confident about that?
I think they'll keep it a close game, but I don't think the Saints defense can stop the Rams. Just saying.
Well,
I may be wrong. Chat, what do you guys think? I got Rams. I got
I'm
two
with
for
you
Rams.
79, 80% of everyone here in Football Nation is saying that the Rams would win this game. And I'm with you guys. I think that we're all on the same page. The Rams should win this game. This could be a game. I wouldn't take this game. Maybe I would. Taysom Hill is one hell of a player. But, guys, New Orleans, they do have a lot of injuries. So Chris Olave is on IR. Rashid Shaheed is on IR. Alvin Kamara is okay. Jamal Williams, though, is questionable. Foster Moreau is questionable. I mean, backup wide receivers, Bub Means and Kendre Miller are also on IR. So the Saints have no business winning games right now. Los Angeles Rams are 5-6. The Saints are 4-7. This game will be in New Orleans. This game will be a 3:05 Central Standard Time game. Los Angeles, they're third in the NFC West. That division is so close, guys. It is so close. The Rams are going to fight. They're going to fight. They're going to claw. They're going to get their way in, man.
So,
they need to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
but they just lost. They lost last week to the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean?
It's the Eagles, though. So just saying.
That's true. But that was their second loss in a row. So now they've lost 2 games in a row. And if they don't win, their playoff chances.
This is their comeback. This is their comeback here.
Now, the Saints right now, they're second in the NFC South. They have a 4-7 record. They're on a 2-game winning streak versus the Rams' 2-game losing streak. So do you ride that momentum? Do you think the Saints can win this game even though they've got all of those injuries? I don't know. Derek Carr has been playing decent football. But with the Rams healthy, if they've got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, I mean, they should be able to win this game. I keep saying they should be able to win this game. But I'm with Las Vegas, man. I think a win is crucial to keep the Rams alive. Let's see. Nostra Harris saying Rams by 20. My gosh.
Wow.
Rams by 20. Oh, by the way, this is another rematch in New Orleans of the this is a rivalry, by the way, since the NOLA no call. I don't know if y'all remember that one. This is a rivalry and a rematch of the New Orleans Saints NOLA no call, where there was no flag on a very obvious defensive pass interference. That was the NFC Championship game of 2018. We'll see if history repeats itself. Keep a close eye on the officials on this one.
You remember they had to stop the game because all the debris thrown on the field.
Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
Saints are coming off of a bye. Let's see if.
So you got the Rams, you said, right?
Yep.
That's what I put you down. Rams.
All right, Eagles Ravens. We got 3 games left. Eagles Ravens, and then 2 more.
Ooh.
All right, guys. What do y'all think? And this poll here.
Yeah, chat. My chat. What do you guys think as well? Let us know in chat what you think on this game. Who are you picking? Man, this is probably the game to watch. I think this will be probably one of the better games to watch on Sunday because you have two top caliber teams, 9-2 Eagles versus an 8-4 Ravens. Eagles offense, Ravens offense, top five, number four versus number one.
And
Now defensively, number one, Eagles defense.
oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah, the number one defense versus number one offense. If anybody can stop them, it should be this defense can shut down that high-powered Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, likely. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, where does it stop at? They have so many threats on the. You can see what they did to the. What was the Chargers defense? It was like what top? It was top 10 ranked defense in the league.
Right through that defense.
They cut right through it. But this is the number one ranked defense. So, all right, we got Eagles.
I'll piggyback off of that, and I'll talk Eagles first, and then we'll talk Ravens. Right, with two really good teams, they both deserve their spotlight. What I got from CBS Sports is that the Eagles are ranked the fourth best team in the NFL coming into this game for Week 12. Their defense is sixth in points per game allowed. They are number one when it comes to yards per game allowed, giving up less than 275 yards per game. They are number two when it comes to yards per play allowed. They are third best when it comes to third down efficiency, only giving up a third down success rate at less than 33% of the time, so less than a third of third downs. And then, of course, in the red zone, they are top five red zone defense. Offensively, they do have some struggles, but not a lot of struggles. They're top 7 or top 8 in 4 out of those 5 same categories. I mean, let me back it up just a little bit here. I've got some more information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Definitely when we go live here, but let me do the head-to-head comparisons between these two. Now, Lamar Jackson on the other side has been the number one quarterback in the NFL, guys. Yeah. 3,053, over 3,000 passing yards already, and just 1 yard shy of 600 rushing yards. He might have 5,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards by the time the season is over. Like, he might legitimately have historic numbers, and they're still not going to make it to the Super Bowl because that's just the Ravens. I could be wrong, but, bro, call me insane. I want to take the Eagles. I kind of want to take the Eagles on this one, dude.
Well, who won the last matchup? When you look at the last matchup, the Eagles won against the Ravens this year, 16-13. It was a low-scoring game.
Well, look at the running game comparison. This is one of my favorite things. This game, especially when we talk about the running comparison.
1 versus 2. 1 and 2.
Bro, rushing yards per game, the Eagles are number one with 193 yards per game. The Ravens are number two, averaging 180 rushing yards per game. The Eagles rank first in the NFL when it comes to rushing attempts per game. No team runs the football more than Philadelphia. The Ravens are still a top 5 team in that category. Rushing touchdowns per game, the Eagles average 2 rushing touchdowns per game. The Ravens just 1.4. And like you said, 1 and 2 who pick up the most percentage of yardage. Like, this is going to be a battle of that's going to be in the trenches. But now, knowing that this is where you want to take your comparisons, because now you look at the defense, right? Now we know what the running game is.
Exactly. You look at the defense.
But now you look at the defense. The Ravens, total yards allowed per game, the Ravens ranked 24th in the NFL. They give up 355 yards overall per game. And passing yards per game, the Baltimore Ravens, they rank 31st in the NFL. They are second to last worst team in the league when it comes to stopping the pass. The Eagles wide receivers, they have not been targeted often. There's so many layers to this game, dude. There's so many layers of intricacies to this game. Something tells me, though, that the Eagles are going to get it done. I cannot believe I'm saying this. I'm wearing the Dallas Cowboys chain, and I saw what the Ravens have done in the past few games.
Right.
I'm still going to take the Philadelphia Eagles. That'll be my one hot take for the week. I'm telling you, I don't know if I'm crazy. You tell me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you saying that, man, when you break down these defenses, because I
Bro,
initially
there's no
there's
blemishes.
there is no blemishes in my first thought of my pick, Ravens. Their offense. But you are right. I mean, that defense, I mean, they got a phenomenal defense. So
But
my
Lamar
initial gut
Jackson is
check.
too good too.
Well, okay, think of it like this. Okay, number one passing, number one rushing, number one offense all around, but their defense struggles. They can, if they can slow that offense down, but you got a potent top tier offense on the opposite side. If they can't stop the Eagles, doesn't matter how many points the Ravens score, the Eagles are going to get them. You know, if you look at it that way, if you just break it down by that, okay, top tier defense, top tier offense. If they could slow that offense down, give their offense a chance, you got a lower ranked defense in the Ravens. If they can't stop that offense, man, they're going to score at will. So,
Dude, what's crazy is that this legitimately, guys, what we're looking at right now could be the Super Bowl for this year. Like,
good.
this legitimately could be the Super Bowl for this season. Number one
Could.
offense, number two offense, number one defense, number two defense. I mean, Detroit Lions, if they have anything to say about that, they might make that look different. And of course, the Kansas City Chiefs. But I think the Eagles, Ravens, Lions, Chiefs, the two best teams in the NFC, the two best teams in the AFC. And I think it's going to be a mix up of one of those four teams that I just mentioned in the Super Bowl. This game.
I'm going to change my pick.
What? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I got to because the more I've chewed on it, I've thought about it. Part of me was saying, man, that offense is so strong for Baltimore. But
Man, I got you backtracking, bro.
I know I've got to on this one. I'm like, dang, this is tough. You know, they have 4 losses, so I'm switching, man. You've convinced me. You convinced me by the numbers. The numbers do not lie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close one. It will be in Baltimore though.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good one.
I
I'm
think
still going Eagles. Sorry.
I'm sorry for switching.
Otherwise.
Yeah, I initially made my little pre-run through just picking, but when you start chewing into everything, I think that is a better pick. So, hey, you can change your mind. So,
next one. We've got the next game on the list, guys, is the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills.
Sunday night game.
That is Sunday night football. What do you guys think out there? San Francisco 49ers at Buffalo.
Yeah, in chat, what do you guys think? Buffalo or the 49ers? KimbroNator chat. Lions, Chiefs, Ravens, top 4.
Here's just a few facts for you guys, right? San Francisco 49ers, again, just like what seems like every single team in the NFC East or in the NFC West, they're all 5-6 or 6-5. Brian Allen with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, bro. Let's go.
Let's go, bro. Good job.
Let's go. Okay. Brian saying Bills Mafia and also saying let's effing go. Shout out to you, man. I am kind of with you, Brian, and I promise you it's not because of the super chat. I do think that the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. Well, you got something?
Yeah, something just crossed my mind. So, okay, I want to look this up. Go ahead and talk for a second. I got to figure out something here.
Okay, so 49ers, they're 5-6. They're going to go play the Buffalo Bills, who are 9-2. Again, another Sunday game. This is the Sunday night football game. 49ers are third in the NFC West with that 5-6 record. They're on a 2-game losing streak, including a 38-10 loss to the Green Bay Packers last week. Good job for the Green Bay Packers. That's why I think they're going to beat the Miami Dolphins. That should be an easy one for them there, too. The Buffalo Bills lead the AFC East with a 9-2 record, but who are the other teams in the AFC East outside of the Patriots and, of course, the Jets and the Miami Dolphins, which have been without Tua for most of the season. This is going to be a big test for them. If the San Francisco 49ers could actually be healthy, no Brandon Ayuk means less teeth for the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy is questionable coming into this game with a right shoulder injury that he had in week 12. He's been limited at practice. They're not sure if he's going to get to play in this one. Without Brock Purdy, guys, the 49ers are done. It's that simple.
I 100%.
You saw what Allen did or what he didn't do last week against the Packers. And, I mean, it was just day and night. Without Brock Purdy, the 49ers are dead in the water. I like the Bills' defense. I like supposed to be a very cold weather, by the way.
That's what I just pulled up. So, okay, take this into consideration. Hold your thoughts, guys, on picking the 49ers. 49ers are a fairly decent weather team in California, right? The Fox News forecast is calling for a heavy lake effect snow, multiple feet snow possible near south of the stadium. Snowfalls can total vary greatly for the lake effect and band setup. They're predicting multiple feet will be possible and severe through this weekend. The weather forecast is predicting a 1 to 2 inch an hour during the game. That's right now, or this was earlier today on Fox Weather for this game. So how well can the 49ers go in there? Yeah, so that's going to play a huge... they're even talking about, with that amount of snow, 1 to 2 inches per hour, it's going to make it really hard to watch the game like the Browns and Steelers games the other night. So we'll have another heavy snow game. Is it a possibility of a snow out? Buffalo's had, almost the last few years, had a game snowed out every year in the last few years now. So could this be that game?
I mean, I guess, look, Brock Purdy has been really, really good. Brock Purdy's even missed a game. He missed last week, and he still has more passing yards than Josh Allen.
That's
without
true.
Without Brock Purdy, they are done. It's that simple. If Brock Purdy plays, there's a game that could be had here. But if Brock Purdy is out, there's no way that the 49ers will win this game. Offensively, Josh Allen is too good. He's too good. He will do what he needs to do against the San Francisco defense. Now, the San Francisco defense is still pretty solid, man. So the San Francisco defense, they rank top 7 in yards allowed per game, passing yards allowed per game, and they're a top 12 team against the run as well. They're top 10 in getting turnovers. So I like the 49ers defense, but the Bills are also top 5 in getting turnovers, and they're in the top half of the table in just about all the same categories. The run game for the 49ers has been okay. It's been decent. It just got a hell of a lot better with Christian McCaffrey coming in. Maybe. McCaffrey doesn't look like McCaffrey normally looks. And thank you for the super chat saying football weather. McCaffrey hasn't been McCaffrey. It's been wild, dude, to see him.
He's missed most of the season, so.
Ricky saying, here's another super chat coming in from Ricky saying, I like your energy and enthusiasm, but it's going to come down to the Bills or the Chiefs and the Lions or the Eagles and the Packers in the Super Bowl. So he's completely removing the Ravens from the equation and going Bills and Chiefs for the AFC title. I don't know. That's an interesting choice right there.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, when we look at it head to head, and I try to pick apart every position, the 49ers running backs are better. The 49ers wide receivers, well, they were better until they picked up Amari Cooper with the Buffalo Bills. So I would actually give the slight edge here with no Brandon Ayuk. I would give the slight edge to the Buffalo Bills offense from a passing perspective. Defensively, I'm on the 49ers side. I think if Brock Purdy plays, this game is actually going to be like a coin toss. Without Brock Purdy, Buffalo Bills all the way. Just because I don't know if he's going to play or not, I'm going to take Buffalo Bills in this one.
I'll take
Long
Buffalo.
walk for a short drink of water. I'm sorry for rambling, dude. But yeah, that's my pick. Your turn.
My pick, Buffalo all the way. Weather is going to play a factor. The guys from California are going to come in there for San Francisco. That weather's going to shock them. If they've never played a cold weather game like this before, and Buffalo has, these guys are not used to it, but they're better acclimated than the 49ers coming in. Man, it's going to be like Miami going into Kansas City and playing them in the blizzard last year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough game for the 49ers to go in there. The latest I read was Brock Purdy didn't even throw warm-ups today. So that's a tell sign. He's not even throwing passes today. So chances of him.
It is early. It's Wednesday.
It is early. So if he doesn't throw by, well, they leave Friday, right? No, they leave Saturday. Sometimes they leave Friday. Sometimes they leave Saturday. So if he doesn't throw soon, he's probably not playing. I think he's probably
reports that he wanted to play this week is what I saw reports from last week, but I don't know, man. It's hard to gauge, right? We're not in his body. We can't really tell.
Yeah. They're saying here on Yahoo Sports, I just pulled it up, was posted 3 hours ago. They say it's still up in the air. So, yeah, I feel like Buffalo is a better chance. Weather's going to be extreme conditions on this one. So, you heard Fox News is calling for heavy lake effect snow during this game.
Here's another thing, though. That being said, does that mean they're going to keep the football on the ground?
They'll have to.
Are they going to pass the football? Because that football's going to hurt if it comes at you. It's different from snow. Is different from rain.
It is. And you noticed a thing, too, with the running game. It did slow down the running game for the Pittsburgh. It did slow them down. And that the passing game for Cleveland was able to take off. You would think it would oh, bless you. You would think running games take over, but there's less traction. So receivers, when they get on their routes, you get running in snow. You can get running in a direction, but you lose your lateral mobility in snow. So you take that equation out, running the ball gets hard too in snow because you don't have the footing to make your turns and cuts. You get in a direction and you go. And if that guy can get the angle, football is about angles. It's not about speed. It's about angles. And that's what a lot of people always forget. You can have a lot of speed, but if a guy has you on an angle, he can cut you off. So angles, turn ability, I think your passing would play a bigger factor in that as long as you can, keep their hands warm. That football is going to be hard as a freaking rock when it hits them, at those temperatures. So, yeah. Passing would probably be the way to go. So saying that, that's why my tables are going to flip to Buffalo.
Man. Okay. So are we split on any of these?
Yeah, we had one earlier. I just went blank. But we have not had the same pick.
Was it the Bengals? Was it the Bengals game? The Bengals-Steelers game?
I'll have to go back and look. Chat may remember. So.
All right. Well, I'm with you. I'm taking Buffalo too. All right, last one here, guys. The last one for tonight. My contacts are drying out, so I got to wrap this up anyways. Here we go. The Browns and the Broncos, guys. The final game of Week 13. Man, my eyes are dry.
Final countdown.
I'll go first.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Browns, Broncos. Broncos should win this game. Most of the chat on my side, 74%. Are with me. Broncos should win this game. The Cleveland Browns got lucky last week. 3-8. They're going to go up against the Denver Broncos, who are 7-5. The game is a Monday night game. It will be at Mile High in Denver, Colorado, guys. 7:15 Central Standard Time. Now the Browns are dead last in the AFC North, and they just beat
a good team
Steelers last week.
Good football team.
A good team in the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Denver Broncos are second in the AFC West, which means that they are definitely going to want to win this game because they're sitting at 7-5, and the Chargers are one win right behind them. The Chargers are nipping at their heels, and the Broncos want a chance to make the playoffs, although, they are in a division. First of all, they have a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix, which he is actually possibly going to be rookie of the year material. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but he's talented. Bo Nix definitely not getting the credit that Bo Nix deserves. That's for sure. And I just think the Broncos are the better team. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I just think that the Broncos are the better team out of both of these. I mean, they're
Yeah.
favored to win by 5.5, and the altitude should work in their favor since they're always playing there. I don't know. I'm just going to go Broncos. I think it's the easy pick, man, and that's how we're going to end Monday Night Football. That's how we're going to end week 13. With the Broncos W.
Broncos W. I think so too. I think Bo, Sean Payton, that combination. Yeah. So Jameson Winston going in. He's on cloud nine, coming off that huge win in the great game against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the snow. Saying that, them going in, I think the weather played a huge factor on helping them win that game, in my opinion. So if the weather's fine, I say the Broncos will take this game easily. They beat them in all the categories across the board as far as offense, defense, passing, rushing. Broncos win, guys. Your safe pick here.
Yeah. Someone said I'm a believer.
Believer. Chat here saying Broncos.
Yeah, I've never heard someone say a believer before. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Believe it and watch. Great job, guys. Let's effing go. See you tomorrow, says Brian Westberg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are our picks. Again, if you guys want to participate in the picks with us, you can submit your pick now. By the way, I'm going to allow people to set up their picks up until Friday. So come Friday, guys, you're not going to be able to do that. But since you guys watch this live stream, you're going to get a 3-game head start. By the way, you're going to get a 3-game head start. So be sure to watch the next few games. Hang out with us. You're watching Football Nation. Again, my name is Mario Manuel. This is our boy, Adam Kimbro. We'll see you guys super soon. Any final words, Adam?
Man, everybody, you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Thank you for taking time out of your busy time with family, travel, for watching this stream, Mario stream, Football Nation. I want to thank you guys so much for that. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I know Mario does as well. And Mario, thank you, my friend, for taking the time to host me on your show. You're amazing,
Same to you, man. Same to
You're
you,
amazing,
bro. Thanks
man.
for having me on.
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll be
Yeah,
live
happy
tomorrow.
Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys.
Guys.
Later.
All right.
I am hitting the stop button